So it's just like Tony Bennett said, I left my heart in San Francisco.
Yeah, I guess he must have lived there or something.
Yeah, but that was that, that's what it was. Uh, Podcast terrible. There's a sant here coming at you with rhymes and good times. George Sugar
Reporting for
Nolan.
duty.
Yeah. How you doing, George?
Reporting for duty.
Duty.
Of course. Yeah, for duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sorry about this. I'm a little late, guys, for the clock in.
Yeah. Geez, George. You're gonna
It was a 7 minutes.
you're gonna have to work overtime,
Yeah.
without
So,
pay.
yeah. So I had to what was it? I texted you about the appointment, but it never went through.
Well,
So I just
I
scrambled and set up
I don't check
everything.
texts. I've got people
Yeah.
for that.
Well, I guess we don't really need an appointment because according to the Temptations, I live in the studio now.
No,
Because wherever he lays his hat is his home, and I put
uh,
my hat here, so this
you
is my home.
no, no.
I'm a Rolling Stone.
This is quite a thing to drop on me out of nowhere.
Hey man, Papa's a Rolling Stone.
No,
You
no,
know,
no.
wherever he lays his hat is his home.
Like
So
you're just gonna have to roll on by. Uh,
I mean, if you don't like me, like if you don't want to live with me, you can just camp in the back.
no,
Maybe
well,
the garage,
it's good to have options. But
backyard.
yeah, this might be a cultural thing, but I'm not used to somebody just showing up saying they live here and telling me that if I don't like it, I can go camp in the backyard. Uh,
Well, you see my hat. It's like it's on the table.
well, yeah, but, at least I've got a table. That's uh, any of your patented artisanal shout outs today, George?
Well, I'm definitely not going to shout out San Francisco.
I will. San
Really,
Francisco, you've got my heart. I hope.
maybe San Francisco, like Chile or something.
Is there a San Francisco in Chile?
I'm pretty sure there's like gotta be a San Francisco that's not in California.
All right. Well, you heard it here. Shout out to San Francisco and all of sunny, beautiful California.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna shout out. What was it Milwaukee, Wisconsin? Now that's a city.
Well, that's a fine shout out, George. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Who can beat that?
Maybe Orlando, Florida.
Oh yeah. Hey Orlando, how you guys doing?
Oh, you know what? There's a couple San Franciscos in Colombia.
You and your psychic abilities. Uh, well, Colombia, in certain points in time and space, it's been a beautiful place. So
Yep.
all the best to
Oh,
Colombia. You people are fantastic.
well, there's a San Francisco in Panama.
Well, there's
Well,
not.
it looks like a neighborhood in Panama City.
Oh, well, I hope they're well. I hope it's a nice neighborhood.
Yep.
Uh,
What? Yep. So
yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of San Franciscos. Yeah.
Well, oh yeah. See, yeah, you figured out what works. You just stick with it. Keep doing it. Uh, well, what's uh the latest, George? What's the nearest and dearest to your heart today?
Uh, so I've been watching Frazier lately,
Oh,
and
Frazier, yes.
yeah, and I've been telling you about it, and you say you've never heard of it, even
Oh,
though you've seen it.
that doesn't sound like
Cheers.
me.
Yeah, you're saying like you've never heard of Frazier.
No, I'm
So,
all with the pop culture. I'm a real top 10 guy. I know all the popular things.
but you don't know about. You've never heard of Frazier. You thought a sitcom is a phone company.
You're full of beans.
Yeah, I was trying to explain what it was to you, and you're saying, and you asked what it was. I said a sitcom, and you said
Uh,
a phone company.
See, this is quite a twisty tale. You must be on one of your moods because you're really telling a story here. This is a real fish story.
Oh, it's one of those true stories. I mean, I don't know if you were lying about having never heard of Frasier, but
Uh,
you
uh,
said you've never heard of Frasier.
you know, if my legs weren't sore, I'd hop over there and slap you in the face for calling me a. You keep my lying uh out of your mouth. And that
So, yeah, have you seen Frasier?
yeah, yeah.
So you're familiar with the premise of the show.
Yeah, yeah, tossed salad and scrambled eggs. I always thought that song was about indigestion.
Oh yeah, I thought it was about brunch.
It sounds like he doesn't know what to do about the tossed salad and scrambled eggs. The 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 implication I get is that he has consumed tossed salad and scrambled eggs, but they continue to call him. So I think this is a poo poo song.
That's that does not seem classy, you know.
I never thought it was classy. I thought it was just funny. I always thought that it was a random song about how the meal you had is not settling well in your insides.
I guess that kind of makes sense because I mean the tossed salad and scrambled eggs, that doesn't really have anything to do with the show at all.
Yeah, yeah, it's just a random thing, and I'm sure it would be, you know, it'd go pretty well together. I'm not sure. Uh, it's fairly, you know, some unclean hands have handled this salad or eggs, or maybe there was salmonella on the eggs.
Oh,
Uh,
salad, never eat salad because salad is was so easy to get cross contaminated. So much there's so much well, you can get like E. coli and all that stuff from like salad. Like raw, like back in the old days, people never ate raw vegetables. They have to cook them first.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder what they do to cook them now, because it's a big industry with a lot of either automation or sort of low wage worker hands, and about everything you consume that's not highly processed and really somewhat toxic is going to have um, gone through uh, countless hands before you put it in your face. Um, I mean, eat vegetables, but if you didn't grow them, or I don't know, I mean, I think it'd be better if food, if people just sort of regularly engaged in a small amount of sustenance farming and communities regularly. Uh,
Oh, sort of like the Dakas in like Soviet Russia.
I I'm not familiar.
Well, like Dhaka was like basically a country house,
Okay.
and people in the city would have a little plot of land out in the country where they, have a little patch of vegetables, and they get a lot of their food that way.
I
They'll
mean,
go in the
maybe.
weekend, and
Maybe, but I mean, I'm thinking more like a community garden, and if there's any, usable land on your property, if you have a large enough property for that, then you farm an amount with it, and you can, I don't know, exchange, sell a bit, sell a bit. You can. you know, it's good. Celibate, use protection, but you can sell a bit of your stuff or trade it or donate the excess to somebody who does not have food.
I bet it would be really poor form to have a community garden and it's like try to maximize your agricultural input. Just get like you're on your little plot of land, get as much like soybeans or something as possible, and try to make it like as much money off it as possible.
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst side gig in the world, but really, it just sort of seems like if you're in the sort of community that has houses spread apart on property, it just makes an amount of sense to grow something on it.
A community garden is, I think that's more of an urban thing because
Yeah.
if you have houses spread apart, you can just like make a garden in your backyard, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's sort of an either or thing. Like if you're in an urban environment, a community garden, or if you have a small house that has some farmable land, you know, some amount of sustenance farming. If you're in a more rural or suburban area, you could have your own little crop harvest and consume a bit, or sell, or trade a bit, or just donate it to people who don't have it. So, you know, it's just contextual based on where you're at. And anyway, you should have a bit of a skeptical eye when looking at some of these mass-produced foods that are not, you know, cooked or processed.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
know what I'd like, you know where I'd like to get my produce from? A
or
roadside stand. You ever see like on the side of the road, people have like their pickup trucks with like watermelons or corn or whatever, and
yeah,
you
it
can
happens.
buy it off the side of the road.
Yeah,
You ever get any of your food that way?
not at all. But I mean, I can see why people do it. They've got a little bit of land, they grow something, and they 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 need to pay the bills. So I don't know. It would be nice if there were more of a community thing for it, right? Like if the guy's selling it out of his truck, that means he's not you know, going to a fixed neighborhood swap meet or
They,
something like that.
they have like they have like what was it? Farmers markets.
Yeah, yeah, I know that's a thing. It's good that that's a thing. That's that's a thing that should be a thing, I think.
I've gotten you know they have produce at flea markets. I've
Yeah,
gotten like I gotten like produce at flea market.
yeah, that seems fine to me. You know, get your, but you know, still clean it.
Excuse me?
Clean it. Clean the food.
Oh yeah, clean the food, yeah.
Good to
But
it's good to be clean. And and that's what Frazier is about, right?
cleaning your food.
Something like that. Tossed salad, scrambled eggs. Somebody prepared your food in a way that's given you a stomach thing, and it keeps calling at you mercy and all that, like the song says. And
Yeah, if he's having indigestion issues, it's 100% the salad.
no, it could be the egg.
Well, I don't know, eggs, like if it's scrambled eggs, it's pretty much cooked all the way through anyway.
Yeah, probably. But
So
it can happen. You can get salmonella from egg, especially if you're
yeah, I haven't
touching your
heard of
face
like,
or
you
you
know what?
what?
Maybe it was a big thing in the 90s because I've never really hear about food poisoning from eggs anymore. You know, it used to be a big thing in back in the olden days, but I guess now eggs are cleaner, or
Uh, I
it's
mean,
always like spinach.
I think
It's
they,
always raw spinach that has
yeah,
like the recalls, you know.
yeah, I get that. I think they probably bleach the eggs or something like that, and those big industrial farms where they packing the chickens into cages, I think they probably bleach all the eggs, so that's not much of an issue.
Well, I think they wash them. They power wash the eggs.
Yeah, well, they
At
probably
least
do
in
something.
America.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
raise
why you have to
chickens as
refrigerate them.
you what? Oh yeah, you put them in the fridge.
It's if power washing the eggs is not as safe because there's like a natural layer of like waxy substance on the egg that they wash off,
Yeah,
and that actually prevents like germs from getting in, getting in the egg. That's why you have to refrigerate American eggs. They in like Europe and other countries, well, I guess continents, or they don't wash the eggs, and you can like leave them on the counter, and you just have to wash them before you eat them. Because and I guess and it, I guess the egg is sealed, from
yeah,
outside bacteria.
yeah. It's just and I don't know, an aspect of the scale at which we produce food.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best way to keep your eggs clean is actually to sanitize the cloaca of the chicken.
Why would you want that? Why would you do that?
Clean hens, clean eggs. Just
Well,
if you've got a chicken, just soap up its butt. Soap up its
yeah,
butt.
you should
Clean it real good.
just why don't you just go to your nearest chicken farm and volunteer to do that,
Clean
demonstrate the benefits of a clean chicken.
whenever you want to clean somebody else's chicken's butt, they give you looks. It might be a community service, but it's not always received that way. But if you want, just get a bar of soap, bucket of water, and you suds up that. I'm not intending to encourage anyone to do this. Are you familiar with?
I'm not encouraging anyone to even talk about this.
No, no.
You're making me sick.
Listen,
You're making
listen.
me sick, man.
Come on. It's just an anus. You've seen an
It,
anus.
it's let's get back on topic.
Oh,
I'd like to
it's a
shout out
cloaca
Walla
is.
Walla, Washington.
Oh, you're doing a you're doing a full
The
you're doing a
emergency shout
full
outs.
restart, a full restart, trying to pretend that it happened, George. You can't take it back.
Yeah, I can't really, I can't cope with it.
You
The
can't
only
take it
way
back.
to cope
You
is to
you
shut it
have to
down.
live. We can't start this over. This is real. This has happened. We discussed at length cleaning
It's more
chicken
of a
anuses.
monologue on your part.
Listen, well,
You went into like a monologue, and I
yeah.
went into I went into a fetal position.
Well, now it's part of you forever. Have you been following the news around the Sega Genesis Mini 2? I know you're a big video game guy.
No, but you told me about it, and you're trying to tell me that there's some opportunity, some financial opportunity.
No, I wouldn't do that. That'd be a lousy thing to do. People will buy up things that are limited runs and then scalp them, preventing people from. It's a bit different when there's just sort of a I don't know, a pre-order thing where there's going to be a cutoff date, but they'll make as many as are ordered. No, no. In fact, do not generally try to take away a limited supply from people who might enjoy them, so you can scalp them later on. Bad thing to do. But
Well, it can be lucrative.
yeah, it's slimy though. I mean, everybody's got to make a buck, but if there's like
That's
a
how
limited,
Ticketmaster makes a living.
who
Ticketmaster.
who's that?
They're a company that live events like concerts and sporting events. They're
I
a company. they basically buy all the tickets for events, and then they buy it from the arena, and then they sell it to the consumer. They're like a third party vendor.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that kind of reminds me in I watched this whole thing about the history of health insurance, where it was originally something that was a service that would just allow you to deal with the doctor without paying for it, and they would cover it. And then the hospitals kind of recognized that hey, they're going to cover anything, so we can charge them anything, and that turned the insurance into sort of a for-profit business model. And then they've been racing up into the sky ever since. And following what I think the 80s, dealing with healthcare has just been absolutely intolerable, creating new industries around screwing people over. People's
Yeah,
livelihoods depend on it.
that kind of happened with tuition,
Oh
because
yeah,
like with like student loans, they're like, oh, the students are going to get student loans, so we might as well what was it, charge them 10 times as much because they'll get loans to cover it.
yeah, yeah. You take sort of a basic idea that allows people to. I don't know so much about student loans, or really even uh, medical care, because you know if people need them to access society or to live, you should just not. But you take a basic idea that you go into the pot, and you don't have to worry about expenses, and then somebody gets a hold of that idea, it just becomes distorted and corrupt. And um, I don't know, 40 years later, instead of a couple $100 for a couple semesters, you're paying what, thousands. uh, it's but no, that's not what I was getting at with the Genesis Mini 2. Is with this one, it was having a collection of both Genesis and Sega CD games. And they did not include. They've released all the stuff that's going to be on it, and they didn't include Snatcher.
They have like other Sega CD games.
Yeah, yeah, no, the thing for this one is like they did the Genesis Mini 1, which was just a bunch of Genesis classics, one of those mini console things. And the Genesis Mini 2 is modeled after the Genesis 2, the second Sega Genesis model. And it's supposed to have Genesis and Sega CD games on it. And they left out what is probably the most sought after Sega CD game, which like the Super Nintendo mini classic, whatever, it had some star commissions, but it included Earthbound, which is possibly the most exclusive and sought after of the Super Nintendo games. And the Genesis Mini 2 did not include Snatcher in its little collection.
Oh, then that means there's Sega Genesis Mini 3 to look forward to.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see them making one out of the Model 3. Uh, I know this Genesis 2 is going to be like a tenth the supply of the first Genesis. Um, and so I don't know. Maybe this kind of fad of stuff is becoming too expensive to create, at least for a little while the supply issues are happening around the world.
Yeah,
Fewer, more
I
expensive things.
I don't think the Genesis Mini is actually going to be in that high demand because at-home games, they've been making mini Genesis for for years.
Yeah, but those suck. It's just sort of
Yeah.
poor emulation, and it plays regular games that kind of suck. It's just sort of been a flimsy licensed product. The Genesis Mini is awesome. It delivers. There are things on it that are not on it that should be on it, and in fact, some of those are on the Genesis too. But like on this new one, they put created they what the Senti what's the Senti game? What am I almost said it and then
Senti.
Crusaders of Senti.
Okay.
That's
Oh, that's an RPG, right?
it's like an action game like Zelda on the Super Nintendo.
Yes, yes. I've seen the video about it.
It's supposed to be pretty good. I haven't played it, but that's one that should be there, and it's there. But there's a couple other ones that are sought after. Sega.
Gundam Heroes.
I,
Is
I
that on there?
I forget if that's on there. I just
I think Gundam Star or something.
I'm not familiar with that title.
It's like supposed to be the best Genesis game. It's like a run and gun shooter made by
Oh,
Treasure.
yeah. That actually might be on the Genesis Mini one. I forget. I forget. It's I haven't gotten into that. I haven't gone through to many of the non-Contra Contras, you know.
Metal Slug though, that's my Contra.
Metal Slug is a lot of fun. I've got this collection for it on the Wii. And you know, if you take it's set up to be an arcade game, and they don't change it at all. The only thing they change is that you don't put quarters in, you just automatically can get new lives. So it is so easy. They take a very difficult game and make it very easy by taking away the quarters and not putting something in its place. But it is a blast.
Gunstar Heroes that's the game I was thinking of.
That may or may not be in it. I just sort of saw a thing on it today, indicating that it did not have Snatcher on it. So that's sort of where my focus went.
So, I think the way to solve the problem of like arcade games being too easy without quarters is to have limited continues.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess
You could go in and change that. They should have done an update with Metal Slug games to make them have a little bit better replay value. Yeah, they should have just done that.
Yeah, but there's this. I think they have like the best like graphics out the running guns.
Oh, they're beautiful. Yeah, yeah. I let's see. I'm getting
who had
a little note from the producer here. We need to take a brief break. So be on your best PUD behavior until we get back.
All right, so let me get right back into it. Run and Gun has the best soundtrack?
Which one?
Vector Man.
Oh, yeah. I never played Vector Man as a kid, and I played it on the Genesis Mini when I got one of those, and it's quite a steep learning curve.
Yep. I guess not everyone can play it well.
No, well,
We all have our gifts.
You just have to get used to it. Like for a while, I was getting really good at Contra 3, but you fall out of practice and get into it. I didn't think Vector Man was a very attractive game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's fine, but I prefer what do you call those graphics where
Sprites?
well, yeah, I know sprites. I prefer sprites to where they take
Rendered
yeah, to rendered
like
graphics
Donkey Kong
like
rendered
Donkey Kong.
graphics.
Yeah, I think Donkey Kong did it okay. Um, but I don't know. Vector Man, uh, I'm comparing it to Contra, and the visuals are so well done, and then Vector Man is sort of basic. You just sort of have your, uh, of course, that's just on the first level, doesn't it? Doesn't it get some more visual variety as you go on?
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I guess it has more of a minimalist appearance, you know.
Yeah, that was my impression, but then I didn't get too
I think
far
I
in it.
think no, like Vector Man, it's kind of like watching like a light show.
Yeah. I can see
Yeah,
that.
because you got your music pumping, and then you got those like simple graphics flying around. I guess it's got its own appeal,
No, it
but
it
a lot
it
of
does.
people, yeah, a lot of people don't like the Vector Man graphics.
Yeah,
So you're not the only one.
well, yeah, it just seemed kind of minimalist. I started doing I found a copy of Little Big Planet Game of the Year edition, and I popped it in just to see if it would work, and became kind of hooked by it. It's very charming. Are you at all familiar with that?
Yeah, that's the one with like that with like this like the sackcloth
Yeah,
character.
yeah. It's
Yeah, I tried to play it, but just too many buttons for a platformer for me.
all right. Well, I mean, you can have him stop and wave his hands around, but you don't really need to. It's just normal platform stuff, except more dimensions. Like you can go forward and back
Y-
on the plane.
Yeah, you know me. I'm strictly I much prefer 2D when it comes to platforming, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
Like I could never play that game. Was it Cobol or something or Klonoa? It's like
Oh,
2.5D. I can't play 2.5D. I tried playing Klonoa
yeah,
and just could not do it. Like
yeah,
I can play like 3D platformers. I played Mario 64. I beat that game.
yeah, that one's pretty good.
But 2.5D though, it's too much for me.
Yeah, I, I can see that. I don't mind that type of stuff. Um, but uh, I was I was playing Mass Effect Andromeda, and I might try to get back into that. And I found out I didn't care about it. I'd gotten a little ways into it, and then I picked up uh, the Sac planet, the Little Big Planet, and just tested it to see if it would work, and was immediately drawn into that. Um,
Well, I heard the big thing about Little Big Planet is that you make your own levels. That's the main draw.
yeah, I think I'm gonna play it a little bit more like a light run through, like the Super Mario World remake things that are out for the Wii, and then so on and so forth, where it's just sort of a bright uh, and kind of casual platformer that pumps you up as you play it. Like you can get really creative in it, and it's got a lot of social aspects. I'm not even sure if you can access those aspects on the PlayStation stuff. I think all that stuff used to be free, and then they went to the pay model with all the online play, and I think all those older servers are just gone.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure people have like yeah, people have servers for Tetris Attack on Dreamcast. Like
Yeah,
like people put private servers for defunct games all the
yeah.
time. I'm pretty sure there's one for your game, Little Big Planet.
I I, I probably wouldn't get into it, but I imagine that sort of thing is out there, at least for PC emulation. I know that with some of that stuff, I think Dreamcast, and I think there's something on the PS2 that they've done this for. But people will make their own servers. But I think things that are as recent as like the PS3 and Xbox 360 are still kind of like, because those things are accessible, perhaps the companies have done more to attack it. As I tried to get into in back in the a long time ago, whenever it was, a friend wanted me to play an MMO on the 360, and I am aware that that there is no current way to play that on the 360 anymore. That the servers are just gone.
So did you end up like finding out a way to play it against him?
No, this like back in the day, I paid for a subscription and played when I was able a little bit. It was okay. It was I think it's Final Fantasy 11. It was all right, but now it's just sort of dead. I've still got the disc and the manual and the box and all that, but there's currently, as far as I know, no way to use it.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Final Fantasy,
Yeah. Well, what what about it? This is too much anticipation for a casual mention of something. Come on, man. Spit it out.
what?
Spit it
Final
out.
Fantasy. Yeah, Final Fantasy.
What are you
The
having a
spirits.
stroke? Are you all right?
No, you haven't. You're not familiar with
All
this?
right, all right. What about Final Fantasy? And no more damn tension.
I was asking if you saw the movie.
The is it the one in space, or the one that's like a sequel to Final Fantasy 7?
It's I don't know. I didn't know there were two of them because the first one failed so badly at the box office.
Well, they did I know they did a Final Fantasy movie that was just called Final Fantasy, and it was some kind of a sci-fi 3D thing. And then they did I think it's called Final Fantasy Advent Children, which is meant as a sequel to Final Fantasy 7. Um and I have
Are you talking about like an anime? Is this like an anime movie or
no, these
like
are,
was this released theatrically?
I don't know, but this is like a 3D uh animation, not really anime. But they did do a space Final Fantasy movie.
Yeah, I've never. I only know of Final Fantasy the spirits within.
I think that's the space movie I'm talking about. I think that is what you mean.
All right, you know who was in Final Fantasy the spirits within?
I do not know at all.
Perry Gilpin,
Oh, Perry Gilpin. How
Roz Doyle from Frazier.
you? Oh goodness! And this brings us back. I think we went on a couple digressions where you said some hateful things about chicken butts. What was it you wanted to say about about the Frasier?
Well, I just didn't know that you actually seen it.
Oh yeah, everybody's seeing it. You know, like I say, I like anything that's popular.
Oh yeah. You know Kevin Smith, right? He used to have a uh a Frasier podcast.
Oh, did he?
Yep, it was called Tossed Out with Scrambled Eggs, and
Oh
he had
man,
it was like the only thing I listened to on his channel for a while.
he
But then like after a while, he didn't keep it up, you know.
yeah, I've never listened to any of his podcast stuff. I know through the grapevine, not the grapevine, that he was going to do Superman with Nicolas Cage, which he should have done. That would have been wonderful.
Yeah, that could have like nipped the whole comic book movie trend in the bud right then and there. It failed so hard
No, no, now,
because he's
now,
like a pretty incompetent filmmaker. It's pretty washed up.
yeah, I think Clerks is a hoot.
Clerks 1 was good. You know
Clerks 3,
that Clerks 3 is coming out?
I did see something on that. That's fine, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not excited about it at all.
Well, I mean, I probably won't
Yeah,
watch it, but
when I realized that Kevin Smith is not to be trusted around like a film to make films.
when's that?
When he said that he watched like what was it, the Captain Avenger movie 53 times.
Oh, well, I mean, if he likes it, he likes it. Have you seen
Yeah, but
Tusk?
that it just like from and it just puts like his judgment makes his judgment suspect to me. His tastes. Like if he's willing to like subject himself to like corporate sludge, like that like for that for that amount like that amount of time, he's I'm not gonna watch a movie he's making again.
I mean,
Like
I've
something
seen
in his brain broke.
so I'm not going to say that something in my brain hasn't broken.
It's not
I
Captain
don't,
Marvel. It was the Avengers.
yeah,
It was
I
like one
haven't
of those
seen,
Avengers movies.
I've seen most of the Avengers movies. For a while, I wanted to, I thought it would be fun to get into something that I hadn't gotten into before. I think this was like a year ago or something. And I started buying uh, DVDs of the Marvel movies, and they were all quite a spectacle. But at some point, I didn't want to do it anymore. It became like work to watch all of them. I think it'd be like having uh really rich cake for every meal of the day, when really you just sort of want a very small piece of it. Even a large piece of it gets
Uh, for me, I
unpleasant
don't even
after.
want to see a trailer of that stuff.
I don't
I
mind.
cannot, I can't tolerate like watching like 20 seconds of any Marvel.
But well, ads just basically, you know, aside from whoever our sponsors are, yeah, ads just piss me off. I'm not a big fan of but I'll watch a Marvel movie or a popcorn movie. I don't care. And sometimes I'm in the mood for trash, like
Yeah.
total trash.
If I want trash, I want, there's so many movies out there, that's so much more enjoyable and entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, you
Oh
can
yeah,
watch Death Race 2000.
Death Race
It's
2000 is not trash. That movie is
it's trash.
is a
It's fun
lovely.
trash, but
It's,
it's
it's
trash.
no, come on.
It's better than like what was it, Marvel, where
Uh,
Marvel is just corporate sludge. That's it. It's not even trash. It's sludge. It's corporate sludge.
well, there's a couple things of that. I think one needs to get past the point of like at a point in time, an earlier point in time, they were pure. I mean, certainly certain things have gotten worse, but it's always existed for a profit motivation. I imagine that the writers and designers for the Marvel movies are are creative individuals who are strongly
Oh,
attached to what they're doing. Um,
I don't know. They seem like the most cynical. They're probably the most cynical,
the people who
soulless
fund the things,
drones.
the people who
People who
fund
come
the
up with
things
this, come up
definitely
with this.
are,
Who
but
people who write the scripts and direct the movies and act in them. They're I'm pretty sure they're all soulless, cynical drones.
I doubt that. I doubt. In fact, I doubt that very much. I think that very often, just this stuff that is probably very well characterized as corporate sludge gets through with a lot of people that are uh, putting quite a lot into it. There's a world between the intentions of your actor or writer or designer and the producers. There's even the directors and the producers. There's a lot of overlap, and then sometimes these Hollywood types become too big for I don't know. So it becomes sort of unpleasant. But like Brad Pitt, when he was doing Tyler Durden, he had them chip off pieces of his teeth to do Fight Club. I don't know anything about who that guy is or where he's at now or whether he's got so much money that he can no longer relate to other people. But that guy cared so much about pretending to be a person who didn't even exist in the movie that he was in, that he had damage done to his face, his teeth, to fit in with a role. Even Shia LaBeouf has done that. He had a tooth pulled for a war thing, and he's in a whole lot of trash.
Robert De Niro, he was in Cape Fear. He had like a dentist mess up his teeth.
Yeah. These are people that put quite a lot into it, and now a lot of things will get cut or messed with. I believe one of the notable things is that there was some internal struggles as Harvey Weinstein tried to kill the Lord of the Rings trilogy and make it all into one quickly moving film.
Actually, I think that might have been an improvement.
No. It's a genuine good trilogy, even though there is some notable crap in there, like Tom Legolas.
Bombadil.
No, Tom Bombadil is not in the Lord of the Rings movies.
All that stuff's like the same to me.
Well, I mean, you know who Tom Bombadil is, so you should have some ability to discern.
And they say like our fans say I'm the Tom Bombadil of the universe. So hopefully that's a compliment.
Say what? Say that again.
Our fans have usually they called me the Tom Bombadil of the Pudcast universe.
Well, that's not fair. Why can't I be the Tom Bombadil? Geez, you guys.
Everyone calls you like Gollum.
So
you're the Gollum.
So a whimsical deity compared to an emaciated demonic old man,
a fiend.
A fiend, somebody who used to be a person and was driven insane by a magical relic and is now lifetimes longer than the natural lifespan, and he is just an insane fiend, and you're like some whimsical god who keeps trees in check and runs around with an elf lady.
That sounds about right.
God grief. That's not fair. Life's to kind of prove your point. So as you know, I'm big man on Twitch, right?
Yeah. So you're the Sauron of Twitch?
I'm the Sauron of Twitch. Well known far and wide as the Sauron of Twitch. I have had a single fan on Twitch, and they've been my loyal fan for an amount of time, and they unsubscribed from my Twitch streaming channel. So I went from 1 follower to no followers, and now I'm just performing for no people instead of 1. It's
basically you're shouting into the void.
I'm shouting it. Well, that's all anybody. That's what we're, aside from all of our loyal fans, that's what we're doing.
But you still got. I thought, don't you still get more views than this right here?
So I have the views and listens, and what we're on multiple platforms. We're on a handful.
We're worldwide.
Easily we're worldwide, but we're on a handful of podcast platforms. We're on YouTube, and we've got some representation on Twitch. I've been telling you that I thought it would be probably a good and fun thing to do. I don't use the TikTok, but we have a lot of moments within the blather that are amusing, and I thought it would be a good idea to perhaps take snapshots of those moments, just sort of 5-second snapshots of, and then put them on
Well,
TikTok.
I'd say leave that for our fans. They want to, like, they'll feel special discovering all our gems
Well, yeah, I know,
and
but
editing it,
it'd
putting it on
it'd
TikTok.
it'd give us, yeah, well, oh yeah, yeah. If you're a big
It's because if we do it, it's like, let's
yeah.
say you're an author, right? And you you write like a couple cool lines, and then you like just like start like quoting yourself, That's what it's like.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much most of what authors do is unless you are it, if you work in any kind of creative field, unless you have made success, it is all about the hustle. We've kind of incentivized creative people to be superficial in that everybody, they need to make constant personal contacts to get people to regard them. They're constantly self-promoting until um, they're like Stephen King has been out of the hustle for a while, but in his binging days, I imagine he did quite a lot of that, and that was before social media. If you know a writer or a photographer or a painter or whatever, they're probably, and if they have any success, they're probably spending most of their time on social media.
Yeah, well, like, let's say you're an author, you just finished your book, you think it's like the next great masterpiece. Do you go to like you go to parties with like literary agents and just like say some line, and they're like, "Wow, that's so cool. That's such a cool line. Is someone who wrote that?" And it's like,
Well, I
"I
mean
did."
that's probably
Is that how it works?
well, I mean that's like a derisive way to phrase how they generally behave. It's all it's not about the creation, it's about the selling. So um I don't know, it would be the normal, regular, and rational and reasonable thing to if you've got a platform that is currently operating more on like algorithms of particular kinds of content, as opposed to social capital, but just sort of mixing all of it in, and hey, you might like this, you might like this, then it does make an amount of sense to put one's face there. That's just the nature of this dragon we're writing.
Oh yeah. Well, I might have to take your advice because I've already written like several novels.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I've yet to sell them.
yeah. I wrote a novel once, and I've told 0 people on social media about it.
Yeah, I've written like probably 5 or 6.
Oh yeah, well, I just did one because I wanted it to be good.
Oh yeah. Well, no, like my philosophy in novel writing is the first novel. It's like making pancakes. You gotta throw out the first one
Like making Marvel
because it's
movies.
probably burnt. Huh?
Yeah, like it's like making Marvel movies.
Well,
Your
making
novels are like
Marvel movies, that's like
making
I don't know,
pancakes
it's
and
like, yeah,
throwing out it if
except
it
for
doesn't work.
your pan's broken and they all burned. Yeah,
Oh
they all
no.
go straight into the trash.
Hey, those movies make more money than you know
More
anything.
money than they deserve. You're right.
Well, nothing
Uh,
nothing deserves all the money. There are things that have so much money that are beyond the capacity for deserving. That like there's no way that Marvel movies deserve the amount of money that they have. That's impossible. It is impossible to to apply deserving to piles of money that are as large as some piles of money are. That's
You know who deserves, all that money is Jackie Chan.
all of it.
All of it. Yeah. Like all the money Marvel makes, he deserves just as much as that.
Nobody deserves just as much as that. There's nothing about the Marvel movies that justifies them having as much money as they do.
Yeah, they stink.
Well,
But
no, no,
but
no.
Jackie Chan, he's good.
Even if every single one of them in a row was the greatest movie that had ever been made or ever could be made, the amount of money that they have gotten for coming into existence is beyond the capacity for deserving.
Well, if if it was I don't know, if Jackie Chan movies, you know, if it was a Jackie Chan movie, it would deserve that, money and more.
But no, no, you don't deserve so much money that you can just bury it and forget about it. No, that amount of money is beyond the capacity for deserving. You're crazy. You've gone off the rails.
How am I crazy?
You've gone off the rails.
No,
You
I,
need to reel it in.
well, I think I think like the amount of like value he provides to people in entertainment value in entertainment terms, is at least equal to however much profit Marvel's made.
Yeah, no, no, no. There's no, there's nothing that any individual could do that would justify that amount of money. That
What
amount of
if, what if an individual saves the world?
It wouldn't be the money going toward the individual. It'd be the money going toward the saving of the world.
Well, let's say someone saves the world single-handedly
All right.
and everyone gets together and be like, hey, you deserve, however much money, like here, take all the Marvel profits,
Uh,
thanks for saving the world. So
well, I
like
mean, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But hypothetically, you would essentially be trading the value of all the Marvel movies for the saving of the world. So it wouldn't be so much for the individual, but it would be for the saving of the world. Like I was watching this thing that was talking about a tweet uh, that Elon Musk did. He did a tweet where he was saying that he would give $6 billion to something if somebody could, explain to him how that money would
oh
solve world hunger. And somebody did, and then he shut up and just gave it to something else for the taxes.
I see.
Like if it would be like oh, he's going to solve world hunger for $6 billion, then yeah, give him the $6 billion and then he'll solve world hunger with it. But you know it, so your hypothetical is meaningless. I spit on it.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't it'll be like a medal, that money.
All right, well, just give
Mm,
him a medal then.
yeah, well, medal of, with a bank account
All
of,
right, if if you can like knowingly incentivize somebody to save the world, as you say, uh for all the profits that the Marvel movies had, then I'd say that would be a pretty good trade. But you would be buying the saving of the world, which I don't know what you mean by that. So perhaps that would be a bad idea.
that's like a reward,
Well, no,
just like a show of gratitude.
yeah. Well, all right, you win.
But
Well, save the world, guys, and we'll give you the Marvel movies.
if I save the world and they're like, we can give you like all this money, I'll
Yeah.
be like, just shut down the Disney company, you
Well,
know?
yeah, what would we watch? How would we stream into this growing family of IPs, you know, what how no, they've got all of it. Who we need another Star Wars and another Spider-Man and the Marvel and the Simpsons.
Spider-Man's on Sony now.
Doesn't Disney have Spider-Man?
I think it's a weird situation with Spider-Man because I think Spider-Man's like the one or X-Men. I think X-Men's on Fox
Yeah,
and
Fox
Spider-Man's
has
on Sony.
no, but Disney
At
owns
least it
Fox.
was.
Disney owns Fox. The only thing Fox kept with that acquisition was the news media and the sports.
Oh yeah. Well, the good stuff.
The good stuff. I think Disney might have taken uh the X-Men and has been wondering how to incorporate them into their new uh thing, the start of all movies connected thing. And I think I don't know if Spider-Man's still in limbo. I know that was a thing, but Spider-Man movies are being made as part of that big Marvel Cinematic Universe. So maybe they've split it, because I think
I
Sony
think it's
still
split.
owns. Yeah. I think Sony still owns Spider-Man video games, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't care about It's fine. All right. I don't. It's fine. It's fine. Spider-Man is fine.
I've actually enjoyed the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans when I watched them as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I
I don't think
mean,
I've seen number 3. I think was 3 the one with 2 for Grace, like
uh,
Venom.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, they're all right. I
I mean,
might
I
watch
like the
them again.
first one. The second one was not as good, and the third one was
Yeah.
another step below.
Yeah. That's how those go. Well, I'm getting a little winking from the producer behind you. Don't look, but that's the signal. So we're gonna have to work on the roundup. So make a grand and intoxicating point, if you would, George.
Uh, all right. Well, shout out to Gilroy, California,
Oh
home
yeah,
of the Garlic Festival. I heard that town smells like garlic all year round, which is
that's
a good thing to smell like.
Gilland, what?
Gilroy.
Gilroy, and they it's a garlic town. I
Yeah, and then Walla Walla, Washington.
I consume a
That's
lot of
Adam
garlic.
West's. You do, huh?
Oh yeah, all
Well,
the
that's
time.
good. Keep the vampires away.
Oh yeah, they'll stay away from me. All right.
I think they vampires do exist. Yeah, I'll leave you with that point. And Walla Walla, Washington, Adam West's hometown,
You have
and the
you
home of the Walla Walla onion. It's a
you
nice
been
sweet
huffing
onion.
huffing goofballs?
What are you talking about?
You just had to tack that in there.
Tack what?
Oh no, yeah, the vampire. Yeah, that no, they probably, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Are you
Based on a
familiar?
true story,
Yeah,
yes.
no, it's a documentary. That's a
Oh yeah.
one for one reality.
Oh yeah, that's why it seems so real.
Yeah, no, that's exactly why it seemed so real. So, Walla Walla, Gilroy, and what else you got?
San Francisco, Argentina.
Oh goodness,
Actual
San
city name,
Francisco,
San Francisco.
Argentina. Good on you guys. Hope all's well in San Francisco, any San Francisco, but especially Argentina today.
Yeah. And
Uh
I'll shout out one more thing.
oh no.
Vernal, Utah, the hometown of James Woods. Great
James
actor.
Woods. Yeah, he was in that Disney's Hercules.
Yeah. Well, he grew up in Warwick, Rhode Island, so I'll shout Warwick, Warwick, Rhode Island.
Well, another place. Warwick, Rhode
Yeah.
Island.
Videodrome. That was a good movie. I don't understand it, but it was kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like special effects.
Yeah. All right. So
Well,
That's
let's
and he was in a
let's
movie called Vampires, which is
yeah.
also a documentary.
Oh yeah, they're real. Well, I'm gonna go outside and dig a great big hole and see if I can find anything in that hole to pay the rent so we can do the show again.
All right. Well, have a you have a productive evening. And
Oh yeah, yeah, no, yeah,
for
don't
you
offer to
fans
help.
out there,
Don't offer to help.
yep. Yeah, no, I'll just stay here, I got my hat on the table, so
Oh yeah,
I'm making myself at home.
I'm gonna maybe the hat's worth something.
Oh yeah.
Well,
All
yeah,
right. All right, Pud fans. I guess that's enough for you. You gotta if you want more, you gotta pay the bonus fees.
yeah. We accept your prayers. Uh, bye guys.